Hi everyone, and welcome to the second week of guest creator content. This week we start with Conspiracy Catz, long-time friend of the channel and of course my co-host on the Simon Dan podcast. And Conspiracy Catz today is talking about structured water, the phenomenon of structured water. It really is a fascinating video. I do hope you enjoy it. He's done a great job. See you all Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a sad fact that in this world where there are people who work hard to earn their money, there'll be other people who want to take that money in the easiest way possible. And what could be easier than designing a big plastic green button and selling it for £90 while telling people that it has properties that it simply does not have?
So if you're out and about, if you've got it in your pocket or your handbag, every building you walk into, it instantly neutralises the charge in the building. And we know that charge fields is the harmful component of radiation, which causes the electromagnetic stress on the body. Fantastic product.
Well, how about buying a healing crystal for over £600? You can place it on your desk, and then when you get really, really sick, you can look at it and be thankful that in your now fatigued state, your wallet isn't as heavy as it used to be. People will try and sell you all sorts of stuff that you simply do not need. Hell, I've even seen these on sale. But right now, there's a new bad boy in town. Let's check it out.
Water, real water, H3O2.
Whoa, hold on a second. Now, I'm no science teacher. Well, actually, I am, but what did he just say?
Water, real water, H3O2.
Yes, H3O2. Some people call it structured water, some people call it easy water, some people call it easy money, and we'll find out why in a minute. But for now, I'm sure, just like me, you've got lots and lots of questions about it. The only thing is, I think the answers are going to be pretty vague.
Why isn't water our best friend? How much of our planet is water? How much of ourselves are water? The answers are, water is one of those things.
Yes, water, it certainly is one of those things, but it is a thing at the minute that a lot of people are making a lot of money from. For example, for just under £2,000, you can buy this little gadget here that will structure all the water in your house for free. Now, as we all know by now, misinformation is best served when it's served alongside a slither of truth. So for example, those people who claim 5G is dangerous will play on the fact that there are indeed some parts of the electromagnetic spectrum that are ionizing. And people who want to tell you the Earth is flat might say stuff like this.
Mass is identical to weight, but this weight is space weight.
No, actually, sorry, it's gone. I've no idea why anyone would ever say anything like that, but you get the idea. So what is the slither of truth behind structured water? This is Jared Pollock, a highly qualified professor of biomedical engineering, giving a TED talk. He placed water next to hydrophilic surfaces like this gel, and inside the water he placed lots of little microspheres made of lots of things, including polystyrene. As we can see from this clip, the microspheres seem to be repelled from the hydrophilic surface. This essentially leaves this gap here, which he calls the exclusion zone. This exclusion zone, or easy water, he claims, is free of any solutes. Although unsupported and unreplicated by anyone else in mainstream science, Pollock seems to claim that the water in this area is somehow structured into sheets where the water molecules form hexagonal patterns. And judging by his website, one of the main uses he sees for this idea is the desalination or the purification of water containing harmful solutes. Now, before we advance any further in this video, let's be clear about one thing. This exclusion zone of water has been observed and replicated many times over in mainstream science. And those are all referenced in this paper here, in which Daniel Elton and his colleagues look at the scientific explanations that may be the underlying cause for this exclusion zone. It points out that the book in which Pollock made the claim about the hexagonal organisation of water was not actually a peer-reviewed paper, and it also points out that Pollock himself admits that the idea of this layered structure is speculative. The paper also offers several different explanations for the repulsion of the microspheres, all backed by peer-reviewed science. Now, I personally reached out to Pollock regarding some of the claims you're going to see made in this very video, and he did respond, so make sure you stick around for that. But for now, where there is a slither of truth, there are always going to be people who misunderstand that slither of truth and are willing to charge, let's say, $45 for a bottle of water. Now, I think we'll all agree that's a little bit on the pricey side, so what is so special about this Energized water? Does it maybe, I don't know, give you superhuman strength, perhaps?
Okay. I'm going to place you down.
Okay.
You try to resist me. Okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Now maybe, just maybe, what she needs to do is hold in her hand a bottle of structured, energized water to make her that little bit stronger.
And I'm going to give you this water.
My arm hurts now. It's definitely going to come down.
1, 2, 3. Come on. Why is it there? Not there?
And there we go, it seems that structured, energized water really does work, and even in a way that Pollock himself wouldn't claim that it does. Because I can't think of any other reason whatsoever that she'd have been able to resist that time.
You weren't pushing as hard.
No.
All right, yeah, I suppose there's always that. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of structured water. Now, it is time to meet one of the world's leading experts on structured water. His name is Patrick, but I'm going to introduce him as the happiest man on the planet.
Hi, this is Diani, the founder of Vigor Me Wellness Center, and I couldn't be more honored to be here with Patrick Durkin, a world structured water expert that I was fortunate to find as I was studying about structured water.
There he is now. I don't know why he's so happy. Maybe he's a little bit immature like me, and every time he hears his last name, he has a little giggle because, you know, sounds a bit like jerking.
Patrick Durkin.
Anyway, Patrick is the head of the Wellness Enterprise Company, and this is a company that will sell products that will structure your water for you. One of its most popular products is this. It's a snip at just $600. Now, one of the great things about this product is its ability to
energize our water.
Absolutely, just throw the word energize in there, and it's a surefire way to pique the interest of the gullible. Now, I do know what you're thinking right now. You're thinking that this piece of copper pipe does look suspiciously like something else that some other people might have kicking around their house. But don't be confused. It is not your cat. No need to stroke this bad boy to keep it happy. Yeah, glad we got that cleared up. Now, this is Dr. Michelle Vienziano, and I can almost guarantee I've pronounced that wrong. But here is her advice.
Find a device, and this one's my favorite. It's called the Aqua Energizer, sold by the Wellness Enterprise. And basically, you pour your water through it. You can get a whole house unit that treats the water that goes through your whole house and then can be used in your showers and on your plants. They're made of copper. They're painted with a kind of paint that also contributes to the electrical effect of the water that goes through it. And this is the only device that has been tested by the laboratory through the Hydration Foundation, which means that it's certified to create the effect that it claims to create.
Yes, you've heard it here first. Shell out a week's wage or more on a piece of copper pipe painted with a kind of paint that will create the effect it claims to create. And the effect they claim to create is to raise the energetic frequency of water. But don't expect to visit their website and find any scientific explanation of what that actually means whatsoever. They also claim to contain specially selected quartz crystals, specifically selected from mine in Brazil, based on their resonance with water. But again, don't expect to visit their website and get any sort of scientific explanation as to what that actually means. So let's go back to Patrick, because if he's selling this product, I'm really interested in his opinion on it and what structured water is, given the fact that mainstream science and Pollock himself claimed that this exclusion zone is less than the width of a human hair next to a hydrophilic surface and much more research is needed. I wonder what Patrick knows that everybody else is missing.
What is structured water and why is it so important?
Sure. Well, structured water is water that is organized or ordered in a particular way. It actually turns out that at Vigor Me, when you are sharing your salt room therapies with people and helping people to find their health and well-being with electronic technologies and with color, light, and sound, you are helping people structure water. We can help people structure water by praying over the water. We're structuring water all the time. In fact, you and I are structuring water right now just by creating a harmonious environment to talk about water and honor it with our intentions.
Okay, so firstly, why would I pay you $600 for a piece of copper pipe if I can structure my own water just by honouring its intentions, whatever that means? And secondly, I did ask Pollock himself about the claim of praying over water and could it structure it. And again, stick around for the answer to that question. But for now, Patrick, is there anything else you want to tell us?
Water is structured with sacred geometry and vortexing.
Patrick, that's amazing. On many, many different levels. Thank you so much. Now, if you're anything like me, you might find Patrick's answer to be slightly lacking in specifics, maybe. So I called up the Wellness Enterprise to ask them specifically how their products work. Now, unfortunately, they just wouldn't pick up the phone and answer. So I managed to contact another company, an unnamed company, I don't want to get Simon Dan's channel in any trouble, that put me in contact with a web advisor. So, here's how it went. So I asked if I could ask some questions about structured water, and they started off politely enough by saying, "How may I help you?" So I asked them, "What is it exactly?" They gave me some explanation which was loosely based on Pollock's work, claiming that the structured water is a molecular arrangement of the water molecules. So I asked, if these water molecules have some sort of fixed arrangement, how can they possibly behave like a liquid? They must have thought I was a bit stupid by telling me that the hexagonal sheets are flexible, and that's how they behave like a liquid. I reminded them that sheets of graphene are only 1 atom thick, and graphene doesn't behave like a liquid. They sent me this, in which they say, the water does indeed have a solid structure due to the fact that it's energized. I'm starting to feel I'm not speaking to an actual chemist here. I asked then, if it's got a solid structure, how can it flow? And is it not ice? A second web chat helper then told me that if I was really interested in the deep scientific processes behind the technology, I could consult an attached guide, but they were also going to put me in touch with the founder of the system and technology. It was all very exciting. So I left my email address and I did get a response, but unfortunately it was from somebody apologising that they couldn't put me in contact with the person who was the founder of their technology. What a shame. I did ask them if they could put me in contact with anybody at the company whatsoever who could explain how their product works, but so far I've not yet had a reply. Anyway, it's all fun and games until it isn't. Ladies and gentlemen, meet the least helpful doctor on YouTube.
A lot of patients over the years have come to me and said they want help with their immune system. And the first thing I usually say to them is, you don't have an immune system.
I told you, not very helpful at all, is he? Ladies and gentlemen, meet Dr. Thomas Cowan. Sometimes he will say totally unhelpful things like you've just seen. Sometimes he'll say things that are just plain silly.
In my opinion, the heart does not pump the blood.
Now, just to put that last clip into context, Dr. Thomas Cowan genuinely doesn't believe that the heart is a pump. He thinks that the blood flows around the body because of structured water. And you know what? However daft he might sound sometimes, and however unhelpful he might be sometimes, every now and then, like a stop clock, he is correct. Great advice coming right from the man himself in 3, 2, 1.
It's obviously not good to eat other people's poop.
Now, Dr. Thomas Cowan first came to my attention on my Conspiracy Catz channel when I noticed this book he'd written here claiming viruses are not the cause of disease. And here he is in an interview where he's asked about defective mitochondria and their link to cancer. And Dr. Thomas Cowan makes it very, very clear that cancer is not caused by defective mitochondria themselves, but rather by a lack of structured water.
When you look at what the function of the mitochondria is, which is essentially to produce ATP, then, and you see what the role of ATP is and how integral ATP is to the structuring of the water in the cytoplasm, then you begin to see the connections between mitochondrial dysfunction, which I agree is part of it, but what I think is that the mitochondrial dysfunction leads to deterioration of the cytoplasmic water, and that leads to cancer.
So here we have a properly qualified medical doctor who no longer officially practices for whatever reason, claiming not only that viruses don't cause disease, but also that cancer is caused by a lack of properly structured water. Now just type his name into Twitter and see how many people this guy is currently reaching. And I'll tell you now, it's a lot of people. Each one of these people retweeting and reposting his misinformation on germ theory and structured water. Now again, I did ask Pollock himself about his views on structured water and whether it can or can't prevent cancer. But for now, if you are a qualified medical doctor who genuinely believes that a lack of structured water in the body can lead to cancer, what would you do? Well, of course you open up an online shop in which you can sell a magic water wand for about $200 that will structure all your water for you. Or how about selling this bottle of water for $40? It's formed in a way that will change the vibrational structure of the water and it's reusable. Winner, winner. And why not ask yourself, do your kids really need to go to college? Because if not, why not spend that college fund on this? The Life Power Larimer 5 Platinum Shower Head. Snip at just over $1,000. Now this shower head comes with the added bonus that it mirrors exactly how the heart interacts with blood in our bodies, and the purpose of this energetic field it creates is to imbue the water with the energy that creates life. You'll feel energized. And here is the man himself again talking about his magic shower head and its ability to infuse somebody with life energy.
Powered device, which makes this implosion with crystals, and it comes out in these vortexes. And then you can put like a plastic cap, like a yogurt container, right underneath the water coming out of the shower head. So if you can imagine a heavy stream of water coming out for your shower head, and you put a very light yogurt cap on there, obviously the water's coming down, it will push the yogurt cap down just like you would expect. But what you see in the video is that the yogurt cap actually sucks up and is suspended underneath the shower head. And when you look at that, you say, I don't know what you say. You can't believe it, but there it is. It's true. That is creating a suction. And the theory is if you expose yourself to that suction, that energized vortex water, that will confer health advantages to you.
Now, shower heads are in fact capable of producing a suction effect, but let's just be clear now, it's nothing to do with magic energized vortex water. No, it's actually the Bernoulli effect, which you can recreate at home with just a ping pong ball and your kitchen tap. So as of right now, there is an enormous number of products on the market claiming to be able to structure water and make money off the back of Pollock's work, such as, oh, I don't know, this coffee table coaster, or as they call it,
a charging plate that will structure the water for you.
Or this thing, which I'm pretty sure is designed to structure something, just not sure it's water though.
I actually let the water drip pour through this. It actually flows quite fast.
Yeah, let's move on from that one, shall we? I said earlier on in the video that every little bit of information is best served with a slither of science, a slither of truth. So I contacted the man himself, Dr. Pollock, to ask his opinion on how his work was being misrepresented. This is the last part of an email I sent to Dr. Pollock, in which I explicitly asked could he give me a statement that I could use in this video to show that he personally refutes the claim that praying over water can structure it and that drinking structured water can prevent cancer. Now, knowing how busy he must be, I never expected to get a response, so you'll never know how grateful and appreciative I was when I woke up this morning and found in my inbox a reply from Dr. Gerald Pollock. And I couldn't wait to open it. I couldn't wait to use what he was going to say to slam down hard on these snake oil salesmen. And here's his response. Well, firstly, it contains a sentence that on the issue, can easy water be created through prayer? He has no comment. It also contains a sentence that we have no evidence that structured water prevents cancer. But you might have noticed that I edited a little bit out of that response. And ladies and gentlemen, that was the sound of my heart breaking, because this is what I actually received. No wonder this guy's still smiling, eh?
Water is structured with sacred geometry and vortexing.
Now, thanks, Dan, for having me on your channel, and I wish that the ending of this video could be different. We do have it from Dr. Gerald Pollock that there is no evidence that drinking structured water will prevent cancer. There is no evidence that praying over water or using magic over water is going to somehow structure it. But when the responses come back worded in the way that they were worded, it makes it far easier for people like this.
It's obviously not good to eat other people's poop.
To sell magic wands on the internet for around about $200. I guess you win some and you lose some, and today I lost. I've been Baldy Catz. If you like this type of video and you want to see more of this type of video, please check out the Baldy Catz channel. I do also run the bigger Conspiracy Catz channel, which I'm hoping is also linked in the description. Over there, the videos are a little bit sillier. Please check them both out, or check none of them out. But for now, Dan, thank you so much for having me on your channel. It's always been a pleasure. And I'm just sorry I couldn't have finished this video off on a better note. Goodbye.